Good afternoon, everybody. Going to be doing something a little different today. I'm going to be talking about how nihilism won. Now, when I say that, I'm going to define my terms. Nihilism in this case is the generalized philosophical belief that there is no such thing as an objective right or wrong, everything is relative, nothing truly matters. Now, granted, there's a lot more nuance to it than that, but that's the definition I'm going with right now. Now, the other thing I'm going to say is that it has basically won. It has more or less taken over the entirety of the culture, or if not the majority of it, in just the Western world. So, I'm going to point out how that happened really quick, and then in a separate video I'm going to basically say what the consequences of that are going to be. Again, very quick. So, strap yourselves in for this one. So, how did nihilism take over? Well, very simple. In order to implement an idea of nihilism, everybody basically has to pick it up voluntarily. You can't force an idea upon somebody, people will reject it. It's just that simple. So, what you had to do is that you had to kill all of the representations of what is effectively a hard value structure. Or at the very least, kill the character of such. Besmirch the character to such an extent that it's laughable to consider it something of an authority. So let's go ahead and start very large, and then we'll shrink it down to very small. Starting with very large, let's think about old school, king and country, the state. The idea that your fellow countrymen are on your side and that your country matters, or your people matters. Okay, that's a good place to start. Tell me, when you hear the word politician, what do you think? What's the first thing that comes to mind? I guarantee you, if you're being honest with yourself, it's not a good thing. The idea of a statesman actually caring about the people that they represent is almost laughable at this point in time in Western nations. Our politicians have more or less just been shown as being hypocrites that are attempting to just cash in an easy paycheck while they, lie to you about pretty much everything, make false promises, and overall just are the worst kind of people. So, accepting that, that's the state out of the way. So, no values from the state. Alright? Thankfully, we've got a backup. Now, what about organized religion? The church. So we've gotten rid of the state. So how about the church? Can the church still give people values? Are they still a moral authority? Well, talk to anybody in the Western Hemisphere and make a Catholic church joke or a Catholic priest joke. Yeah, where's that going to go down? You make a Catholic priest joke about certain unpleasant things, everybody knows what you're talking about. Evangelicalism in America, their credibility was destroyed by Christian rap music and a bunch of incredibly cringe-worthy things that were just embarrassing and just done by the most out-of-touch people. Not to mention all of the hate preachers that just pop up mysteriously on college campuses, just overall just being terrible representatives of what they're trying to do, and if not, they're actually converting more people to militant atheism. So there's that. So, when the church was caught smuggling money and protecting child diddlers, what did they do? They backed up the child diddlers and they hid more of their money. So, clearly these people they're not exactly champions of morals. They're not exactly champions of good morals. They are, again, the worst kind of people. They have no authority. So, there's the state, there's the church, gone. Where's the next group? Comes down to the family. Now, you're wondering why I'm throwing groups in here. Well, it's because most people just don't have the fortitude to make their own morals. Most people, especially when they're children growing up, they need some sort of authority to believe in. Some sort of authority to tell them what to do until they can formulate their own morals based on the foundation they were given when they were young. It's very simple. So, contracting down, we have the smallest unit, the family. Consider that for a moment, and tell me what the state of the family is in most Western countries. How much time did you really spend with your parents growing up? How much time do parents really spend with their kids now? How many parents just drop their kids off at a daycare while they go to their job they don't care about? How many parents come home at the end of the day just absolutely burned out and not spending enough time with their kids? The family has been strangled, more or less. And that's a very sad state of things. So, the moral authority of the family is also being choked out. So with these three pillars knocked down, it's no wonder that at a certain point in time, a large chunk of the population basically just started wandering around saying, well, all of the heroes are dead. Or, if not dead, even worse, they were proven not to be heroes. They were proven not to be people worth listening to. So if all the representatives of a definitive moral structure are proven to be hypocrites, well, that kind of knocks the whole system down, doesn't it? And people start to think, I was standing on a false platform this entire time. And that's how nihilism takes over a culture. Simply put, you discredit all of the pillars that were previously holding up the idea that there was an objective good. Now, I'll talk about the consequences of that in the next video. Again, this is going to be a really rough one. If you want me to talk about it more in depth, say so in the comments section, and I'll actually put something together that's a little bit more professionally made. Until then, you all have a very nice day. Get out in nature every now and again. Eat some good food, get some exercise, and take care of yourselves. See ya.